How safe is your personal information with your bank? Ever wondered about it? These questions may seem daunting, especially in an era where digital information is the new gold. It's a world where data is power, and this power is guarded by the fortified walls of advanced security measures. However, even the most formidable walls can be breached, and the guardians of our data can be caught off guard, as was the case with the Capital One data breach incident of 2019. You see, data security is not just about protecting bits and bytes. It's about safeguarding our identities, our financial stability, our very lives. It's about the trust we place in institutions to protect our most personal information. It's about the faith we have that our data, once given, will remain confidential and secure. But as we've seen time and time again, even the giants can stumble. Even the most secure fortresses can fall. Large corporations with their state-of-the-art security measures and their teams of dedicated cybersecurity experts can become victims of data breaches. Take a moment to let that sink in. These are entities with resources that far exceed those of the average individual or small business, yet they too can fall prey to the unseen threat lurking in the digital shadows. This brings us to our story today. The Capital One data breach of 2019, a stark reminder of the ever-present threat in our interconnected world. It was a breach that left millions questioning the security of their personal information, their trust in financial institutions, and the very nature of digital privacy. In July 2019, Capital One announced that a hacker had accessed the personal information of approximately 106 million credit card holders and applicants. But how did this happen? Stay tuned as we delve into the unseen threat, the breach unveiled, the hacker's identity, the aftermath, and the lessons learned from one of the biggest data breaches in history. When Capital One discovered the breach in July 2019, they found that it was not a recent incident. This was not a swift overnight operation, but rather a slow, stealthy infiltration that took place over several months. The unauthorized access began as early as March of the same year, a chilling reminder that sometimes the enemy is already within the walls before the alarm bells even start to ring. The culprit exploited a vulnerability that is all too common in our digital age, a misconfigured firewall. This seemingly minor oversight opened the door to a colossal breach. Capital One, a fortress of finance, had been left with its drawbridge down and its vaults wide open. The hacker managed to infiltrate Capital One's data stored in the cloud. Cloud storage, a modern marvel that allows us to hold an ocean of data in a droplet, became the unwitting accomplice in this high-tech heist. The personal information of approximately 106 million credit card holders and applicants was exposed, a staggering number that underscores the scale of the breach. But let's take a moment to consider the audacity of this operation. The hacker didn't merely slip in unnoticed, take what they wanted, and then disappear into the digital ether. No, they took their time, lurking in the shadows of the system for months on end, siphoning off data like a parasite draining its host. Yet even in the world of cybercrime, where shadows and secrecy are the order of the day, no operation is entirely without trace. The hacker did not just sneak in and out, they left a trail. And it was this trail that would eventually lead to their downfall. But we'll delve into that in the next chapter of our story. The culprit was not a shadowy figure from a far-off land, but a former software engineer from Seattle. Our story takes a twist as we delve into the identity of the hacker responsible for the Capital One breach. The name? Paige Thompson. A name you might not have expected in the world of cybercrime. Thompson is no ordinary individual. With a rich background in technology, she was a former software engineer at one of the world's leading technology companies, Amazon Web Services. A place where she honed her skills, developing an intimate understanding of the complex world of cloud services. Little did anyone know that these skills would be used in such a malicious way. But what's truly shocking about Thompson isn't just her technical prowess, it's her audacity. While most hackers go to great lengths to hide their activities, Thompson did the exact opposite. She bragged about her exploits on social media, an audacious move that ultimately led to her capture. Imagine the scene. Thompson, basking in the glory of her successful hack, decides to share her triumph with the world. She posts about her activities on social media platforms, leaving a digital trail so glaring that it's impossible to ignore. It wasn't long before her posts caught the attention of the authorities, leading them right to her doorstep. But why? Why would someone with such talent and potential use it in such a destructive way? And why would they then boast about it for all to see? These are questions that may never be fully answered. What we do know is that Thompson's actions have caused significant harm, affecting millions of innocent people. Thompson's braggadocio led to her downfall, but the damage was done. Despite her capture, the reality is that the personal information of approximately 106 million Capital One credit card holders and applicants had already been exposed. A stark reminder of the very real threat of cybercrime and the individuals who perpetrate it. Capital One faced the music in the form of a hefty fine and loss of trust. The aftermath of the breach was a thunderous echo that reverberated through the financial world, leaving a resounding impact. It was a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that even the giants of the industry could fall prey to. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, a federal banking regulator, dealt a fine to Capital One amounting to a staggering $80 million. This was not a light tap on the wrist, it was a heavy blow that sent a clear message not just to Capital One but to the entire banking industry. The message was loud and clear: lax security measures would not be tolerated. But the repercussions didn't stop at the monetary penalty. The bank's reputation took a significant hit. Customers were left questioning the security of their personal information. Trust, once lost, is hard to regain. It's like a shattered mirror. Even if you manage to piece it back together, the cracks remain. The breach left customers feeling vulnerable, their trust in the bank's ability to safeguard their personal information severely shaken. The damage wasn't just to the bank's bottom line, but to the relationship with their customers. It was a breach of trust that would take a long time to mend. And let's not forget the impact on the affected individuals. Over 100 million customers had their personal information compromised. The repercussions for them could be life-altering, with the potential risk of identity theft and fraud looming over their heads. Capital One's breach was a wake-up call for the banking industry, but what can we learn from it? The Capital One breach served as a stark reminder of the importance of robust data security. This incident, like a chilling gust of wind, blew away any complacency we might have had about the safety of our personal data. The breach underscored the fact that data security is not a one-time task, but a continuous process. It highlighted the need for companies to implement robust data security measures that go beyond mere compliance with existing regulations. These measures should include not just advanced technical safeguards, but also comprehensive security training for employees to help them recognize and respond to potential threats. The incident also emphasized the importance of regular security audits. These audits can help identify potential vulnerabilities and ensure that security measures are up to date and effective. They can reveal gaps in security that might otherwise go unnoticed until it's too late. But perhaps one of the most significant lessons from the Capital One breach is the need for stricter regulations to protect consumers' data. The breach exposed the personal information of approximately 106 million people, a staggering number that underscores just how much is at stake. Stricter regulations could help ensure that companies take data security seriously and that they face significant consequences if they fail to protect their customers' data. The Capital One breach was a wake-up call, a sobering reminder of the potential consequences of inadequate data security. But it also provided valuable lessons that we can use to better protect our personal data in the future. Because remember, while we can't predict when or where the next data breach will occur, we can take steps to safeguard our personal information. Every one of us can become more vigilant, more aware, more prepared, because in the digital age, vigilance is our best defense.